start pulling out a nose. Just keep on, keep on. Get the general form. Normally, I have a skull underneath my structures that I work with, just to make sure that I fit within. If I'm doing a white guy, I go grab my white guy skull, throw it in there, and I'll work off of that. Oh, in case you guys don't know, different ethnicities actually have different skull structures. That's why we look different outwardly. Why, what is it? White people say all Asians look the same. Why all, actually white people are just kind of dicks. In general, we say everybody looks the same except for white people. And yeah, that doesn't make any sense. If you can tell the difference between two people standing on a street corner, you should be able to tell the difference between two people regardless of their ethnicity standing on a street corner. But we do have different skull structures. That's why Asians have a flatter eye structure, a flatter forehead. African Americans have a much larger jaw structure than Anglo-Saxons. Hispanics have a slightly different than Anglos. We're pretty close though, which is why in the census we get marked the same. We are actually physically different. I know your mom told you that everybody's the same and we're all special and yeah, no, she lied to you. What'd you say? Your mom was racist. Yes, if your parents were racist, they might have been right, but they were wrong in being racist. They were just right on one
Wrong in principle, right in by instruction.
Yes. Though they were probably wrong on that. I remember when I was a kid, somebody tried to tell me that African Americans had an extra muscle in their back leg. That's why they could jump higher than white people. Really? Are you dumb? It's true.
Were they like just some guy on the street, or did you know like what profession?
Oh no, I lived in a small town. There were like 12 kids, and we lived in the middle of nowhere in northern New York. Yes. Almost everyone there was racist. It was horrible. I grew up as an Army brat, so I lived on military bases my entire life, where the military was the very first business in the country to outlaw discrimination. And you don't mess around with military law. They're like, oh, okay, we're going to throw you in prison for 15 years. Can I get a trial? Maybe. Yeah, and it's...
The military doesn't have to leave the trial.
Yes. And on top of that, I wasn't stuck in a small town with only white people my entire life, so I was exposed to other cultures from a very early age. You don't have to go through all of this to set up a nose. I just do. Like I said, I almost always start with a skull structure. That's actually really, really, really small. All right. So now that I have this, I'm now going to throw it all away and build the rest of them. I'm not kidding. I just wanted to make sure that I had the general shape that I was going for in my... actually, I can cheat here and do something else. Yeah. I know how to move the points forward. Done. Let me go ahead and get just that chunk. I don't really need the whole sphere here. And now I'm just going to build up the general shape of what I'm going for. Alright, there we go.
I feel like that's all the snot in his nose.
So do this basic form, how many colors did you add?
For this one?
Yeah, just for the basic form, what do you use the word for policy?
There's no straight structure. I don't worry about it being perfectly smooth, but that is not enough. I can't sculpt with that. This would probably be sufficient for me to start with, but I'm just going to work one higher. I think I was two higher actually. So it all just depends. There's no steadfast rule that says you must have this many polygons to sculpt on. It's, you need to have as many polygons as you need, no more. So if you can't get the detail that you want, that's when you give it more polygons. If I were stepped up as high as,
Take the 12 off.
so pretty low. If I were ridiculously high, this would be very difficult to do. I would be able to get 400 of them out here. All right, I got about what I want. No, I'm not doing boxer nose. I'm just gonna grab my brush now. My nose bone is way too low. Pull that back up. Pull that out. All right. Overall, I'm liking this. Let's get a little bit of that fatty tissue in there. You can see this is pretty low polygons in comparison to the rest of it. It's just because I'm stretching them so far. You guys have the same problem with your ears. It's not really
Break it down to that.
I could make it into diamond and generate that, but I don't want to screw with those. All right, so now I'm going to work on form. Finding shots from multiple angles of a nose is very important. Helps you really get the overall shape. So if you can get a low shot of a nose, I'm going to mask off. Grab my mask pen. I'm just going to mask off this section. And we're going to push back the rest of this nose. Go ahead. Blur that. Grab that section. Basically, all I'm really trying to do is pull back the cheeks here. They're a little too far out right here. I'm going to blur that, invert that again, sorry. I'm going to move my damn light.
How can you move the light in ZBrush?
If you're using a standard material, you can hit Control P, or you can go into Z plugins, and in miscellaneous utilities, there's an interactive light. Click on that, move around, rotate it. Or you can go into light and grab this, move it where you want, release. Alright, so now that I've got that in the general area, go ahead and step down one, start to pull that back to get some cheek. Alright, that's gonna work better. Alright. We'll go ahead and smooth that back some, so I don't have such a horrible ridge there, but I do want to keep that bump so I can tell where my bone's supposed to be, so I can actually create this bump that goes down, curves, comes in, curves up again, and then slows down. Now remember, our faces look quite a bit different depending on ethnicity that you're going for. Just like children's noses look quite a bit different than they will when they become adults. Which I always find funny when someone goes, oh, it's got my nose. No, he doesn't. Not yet. He might end up with it, but chances are no. If your nose looks like that, you should go to the doctor. See a little kid's nose, they're like this big, and they're flat and, yeah, they need to be smushed so they can come through the birthing canal. Yeah, I said birthing canal. I don't need teach biology. Push that up. A little bit of the nose going. All right. And I want to get a little bit of the fatty fold that happens underneath the nostril. Here. I just want a little bit of it. And we'll work on the actual shape of that, but I want to get the general idea. Your nostrils are not circles. Your nostril is not this. Okay? I will get some of you that will give me that. That is wrong. Your nostril is a long cylinder.
Teardrop.
Um,
Is it closer to a teardrop shape? Where
It can be, it depends on how your bone structure, or how your cartilage structure is.
Okay.
If you look at this dude, his nose is wrong anyway. Big, round, big sphere that's elongated. That is what your nasal cavity looks like. I'm so glad they have Google body back. I mean, zygo body, whatever.
Wink, wink.
Okay. Now that we have the general form there, I'm gonna go ahead and subdivide up again. Actually, what we're gonna do is, let's go ahead and lop the back half of this guy off. Don't really need any of that. So I'm gonna go to polygroups. I'm gonna say group visible. It's gonna give me my two polygroups, just like what I did with the Dynamite earlier, where I said I want each of them. Then I went up to my subtools, and I said, group split. Split this into two different subtools for me. I'm gonna say this is an undoable operation, you say okay, and then you crash the threshold.
Is he gonna crash?
Like, I'm a
Shouldn't
trash
do that.
dick.
Not sure I like that last step.
Save
I like that.
before you do this, apparently now. We don't even have the new version, that should have done that. I need to start over. Maybe autosave was turned on, I don't think it was.
Rob, is the new version release 2B right now?